Am I the asshole for ruining a funeral? There is a small, huge update that I'll have at the end. My aunt, my dad's sister, passed away and I am back in town, so I decided to go to the funeral. She had 2 children, her son who lived with her and a daughter I will call Sue. They lived in a small town about 2 hours away. I was going to be at the family viewing at the funeral home and then graveside service. As I was signing the guest book, a cousin that I hadn't seen in years came over and we started talking. Again, everybody understand this is at the viewing the day before the funeral. This was in the hallway before you get to the viewing room. Sue came out and shushed us. I was embarrassed thinking we were talking too loud, even though I didn't think so. So we went into the viewing room. There, everyone was sitting and looking at a monitor with videos of the deceased. They had sad music playing, but no one was talking, just sitting quietly looking at a monitor. After about 15 minutes, I whispered to my sister, who was in front of me, that I was going to bounce. She said she'd go out with me because she had something for me in the car. She and her husband followed me out. Then their adult children and their family followed. My cousin also came out to talk in the parking lot. I noticed other people leaving also. We all talked in the parking lot for a little while and then left. Sue contacted me on Facebook and said that I ruined her mom's funeral by leaving and taking half of the people with me. Time out. First off, that was the viewing. That wasn't the funeral, but okay. I don't think I did anything wrong, but I apologized and said that I had had an emergency come up and had to leave. She then blocked me. I feel bad that I upset her at her mom's funeral, but I have never been to a funeral, i.e. family viewing, receiving, where no one was allowed to talk. Am I the asshole for leaving the viewing early and having half the room leave with me? You didn't have half the room leave with you. The fact that they chose to leave was a coincidence. It's not like you said, "Come on, everybody, let's go." Just for some clarification, in our family, it's normal to do a 3-day funeral process. On day 2, there's a family night. This is where everyone gets together to talk and remember the loved one. In her case, there was no family night, and this was billed as the family will be receiving during this event. We did not think it would be quiet time to stare at a monitor. Of course, the process does change, such as for my father, he was in hospice, so we told everyone to come see him while he was alive, and we would not be holding a formal family night once he did pass because that was his wish. So, OP, no, you're not the asshole, and no, you didn't ruin a funeral. First off, that wasn't the funeral, it was the viewing. The fact that she's being sensitive, I think you just need to have some grace. She did just lose her mother, so I think you're just kind of dealing with somebody who's got some very heightened emotions and is not in a rational time or mindset right now because they're going through the grief of losing their mother. I think this one, yes, the way they're saying you ruined the funeral, it wasn't a funeral. The fact that she wants to blame you for others standing up and leaving when you left, that's not on you either. But at the same time, I think we can all show a little grace in her time of grief and just let it go. But let's see. Here is the little huge update. I spoke with my sister last night. She said that Sue and our aunt has been mad ever since our dad's funeral. My aunt always thought she was better than us. My dad worked with his hands and lived outside of the town in a rural area. Our house was not nice, but it worked for us. My dad was a handyman. He did a lot of work for people who could not afford to call a high-priced professional. Many times he did not charge for his emergency services. He would just tell the people buy him a case of Coca-Cola or a pack of cigarettes when they could. When he got sick, a lot of people from the community came to help out. There were people cooking in the house, bringing food. Someone cut the grass, washed our cars, cleaned in and around the house, etc. Many of these people said this was their way of paying Dad back for the work that he had done for them over the years. When he did pass, the funeral procession was huge. My aunt and Sue said that having those people at the funeral embarrassed them. Then in contrast, there were not as many people outside the family at my aunt's funeral. I guess when we left, she took it as a slight. I've not been close to them since I left the area years ago, so I'll carry on as usual, say hi at the next wedding or funeral, and keep moving. OP, that's the best thing you can do. You cannot fix the fact that they had jealousy because of the fact that your father had humble beginnings, stayed a humble man. Granted, you guys might not have had the most expensive stuff, but what he was rich in was in humanity. His funeral showed that. All those people that he helped wanted to pay their respects. So this could absolutely be a bit of Sue, who has been looking down her nose at your family, just like her mother did. And she's looking for slights to blame you for because her mother didn't have nearly the turnout that your dad did. So you know what? And give her grace. Take a little bit of petty pleasure if you need it in the fact that you and your family are living rent-free in her house or in her head. If that's what gets her through the day, so be it. You've got the perfect way. You'll say hi at the next family event and move on. Why? Because she's of no effect to your day-to-day life. Their jealousy is not your problem. You are not the asshole.